Hey, what is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about some huge changes in the first Descendant. I'm going to be skimming through the patch notes. I'm not going to be reading everything. I'm just going to be talking about the biggest changes coming to the first Descendant, starting off with obviously Hailey. She's going to be coming in, and this is going to be kind of crazy, guys. There's going to be a new pity system for the codes and the parts for Descendants, but with the new introduction of invasions. This one is going to be crazy because if you are one of those people that have a really hard time getting stuff from RNG drops and just hate constantly having to repeat the same mission, this is going to be really huge for you guys. Personally, me, I'm gonna still do the RNG. I just love the grind in my opinion, but I still will try out these invasions to see how fast I get Hailey versus the patterns. So this is going to be the new invasion UI. It's going to give you the option between doing the operation or the invasion, and it's going to also have buffs in the evasion. These are the inversion reinforcement buffs in the game. They're going to be different types of buffs. One's going to be hunt, attribute, recovery, survival, and season. We don't know what the buffs are going to be, but this is what it's going to look like. I will go over the buffs in game when the maintenance is over. Alright guys, here is the new battle pass for the season. They're going to be having some cosmetics, some premium currency, some weapon skins, just the usual. Another thing I noticed is that you're going to be able to acquire helmetless skins in the battle pass, so that's going to be very huge for people that don't like wearing helmets on their characters. Also, there's going to be this little cat. I think that's very cute. Very nice, very nice. They're also going to be adding again the seasonal shop, just like in previous season, where you can get free skins. I really like this a lot. I think this is going to be very huge for people that are just getting into the game and want a skin for their character. I think it's going to be Valby and Bunny for this season. Honestly, that's pretty huge. I feel like a lot of people play Valby and Bunny, so it's going to be very nice. So another thing too they added was for Enzo. This is something for people that have hard hearing. This is essentially being able to track the volts in the game. There's going to be a little icon showing you, or a little pointer showing you where the volt is. I find this a really good improvement, especially for people that are hard of hearing. This is going to be very huge for them. Again, you're going to be able to find the volts with this little pointer on Enzo. So I really wanted to talk about this change right here, guys. This one is super huge for people that are having a hard time leveling up Descendants and weapons. They are actually increasing the EXP in infiltration operations. They're also increasing the EXP when defeating monsters by 50%. They are also increasing the amount of rare base materials from doing hard operations. They're increasing EXP in normal infiltration operations by 50%. This is going to be very huge for people that do a lot of operations. They're going to actually get EXP from doing this. So this might be another alternative from the void fragments and the special operations to get EXP. They also increased gold rewards for operations by 300%. They also increased the amount of void fragments or void shards we're going to get in void fragments by double. So about 200%. They're going to be increasing that. That is going to be very huge for people that are also having a hard time getting void shards in the game. I'll probably have to make an updated video for void shards. They are also changing the locations of the void fragments, so I'm gonna have to make a video on that as well. They also increased EXP in special operations and in defense missions or resource defense missions. This is going to be really huge if you do like doing those as well. I'm thinking that Kuiper block mining or block Kuiper mining in sterile lands is going to be very huge now. This is probably going to be one of the best places to grind EXP just because of the buff. You're just getting way more EXP in that area and you're just grinding a lot more other things. This is also going to be the new UI and also the new changes for the multiple slots in your characters. This one is going to be a huge change for people that are wanting to do different experimental builds. So if you're one of those people that slotted the wrong slot in your build and you saw a better build maybe on a guide, now you can actually interchange those builds whenever you want on the fly. There's going to be a little empty square underneath the slots that you can put in multiple different module symbols. This is going to be very huge. I can't wait to actually be able to do this in game. Another big change they added was the increase of being able to craft quantities for enhancement materials, accelerated particles, axis, and accelerators. Pretty much all the enhancement materials. This is going to be pretty interesting to see in game. I don't know how much it's going to be. I think it's like 500 for each of the items. I think this is going to be a really nice change for people that want to just make mass amounts of parts and have just a ton of materials to do that. This is another crazy improvement to the game. They're going to be adding a filter as all junk item that will allow you to filter all items that are going to be junk, so that you don't have to constantly click on dismantle selection and then have to hit dismantle for the items. This is going to be a very huge change in my opinion. It's going to be for components, going to be for weapons, reactors. This is going to be very huge for people that don't want to have to like constantly cycle through the 2 different buttons to dismantle their weapons. It's just going to do it automatically. I also did see these new reactors. This is going to be interesting because they are different reactors to the normal ones. Maybe they're going to have different buffs. Maybe they're going to be a little bit stronger. I don't know. We'll find out. Also, we have different components as well. Alright guys, also they did buffs for 3 characters, Jayber, Blair, and Ajax. These buffs are kind of insane for Blair. I think Blair got the most love in this patch note. I would go through all of this, but there's just a lot to go over. This is going to be very huge for these 3 characters. There is a lot of buffs to talk about. I'm not going to go through this video. I would rather test it in game. I will make a video on 3 of these characters and test them out to see what's changed on them. Those are the most notable things in the patch notes currently right now in the first Descendant. I think the biggest change for sure is the EXP and the slots. This is going to be very huge for people that are just getting into the game. You guys are going to have probably a lot better experience when it comes to leveling Descendants and weapons than the veterans, but that's okay. I'm actually glad that people are going to be able to have more engagement when it comes to the EXP. I found that the EXP in this game was just so lackluster and it just took way too long to just be able to level up all the Descendants and weapons. So I will probably make a updated guide for the EXP spots and how to level up at R, but other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and peace.